All right, we're here at the spoiler section. We finally get a Wong versus Thanos reveal fight that we've always wanted.
And Silver
Oh,
Surfer.
yeah.
Silver Surfer, Wong, and Thanos. So that's like, what can you get more? What do you need more? Oh man, so where do I start? What did I like about the movie? I like the a lot of the I like the they had a good vibe. I was kind of creeped out the whole film. I like the sounds. I felt like there was a lot of muted sounds, especially that scene where all the kids are running up into the house. They decided to like use almost no sound, but the footsteps of the kids, and then they had like a camera angle where they pointed it close to the door. By the way, there was a lot of close ups in this film. I don't know if it's the director. There's a lot of like right to your face, like intense shots. But yeah, that scene where the kids are running up, the camera's really close to that kid. I forgot what that kid's name is, and all the 17 kids were just like running into the house. I really like that. Like they had a lot of nice sound cues. Yeah, it was a very unique movie. It was very interesting. You could never really guess what was going to happen next. You could not predict what was going to happen next. It wasn't one of those films that was like, oh, that's a plot. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's like the twist in the end, like Shyamalan or some guy like that. They actually had like the whole plot was kind of given pretty early. I feel like we knew exactly what was going on in the film, but then the ending kind of did its own thing what we didn't really expect. So it's like the whole movie kind of revealed itself by the third act kind of thing, and then we got a lot more of a payoff in the end after that, especially with how she dies and stuff like that. Um, uh, yeah, that's the film.
Today. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. What you saw, what all saw in the trailer was the whole premise of the movie. I'm not really opposed to like trailers that do that, where they kind of show like the best part of the movie. But I feel like the best part about the movie was really just the beginning and the whole premise. And I think some horror movies, to me, kind of had this thing. I wouldn't say falling flat, but the end result
Oh,
isn't too much disappointing, but like kind of just like, oh, it's
falls flat.
this.
Yeah, it's hard to do a good
Yeah.
ending. Like I remember Mitch, you told me this. Like the ending's always the hardest part to write. Like and that's
Especially in a horror film.
yeah in a
In
horror film.
everything.
Like The Conjuring, I really like The Conjuring. Then you're like, yeah, but the ending sucked. I'm like, yeah, it did suck. God damn it.
It's 9 times out of 10. I use the term like when they reveal the monster,
Yeah,
it usually kills the film, especially in the area of supernatural stuff. So, saying that, it kind of works in this film. They reveal what's happening, which is there is basically a witch that Aunt Agnes, she is the grandmother of the kid that did not go disappearing. That's the plot reveal, and she's pretty much kidnapped him in his house and kept his parents hostage in this zombie-like state. And the problem for me was, cool, we've unveiled what the sinister premise is. There's a
yeah,
witch possessing people to do her bidding. My question was, why? What is the real purpose? Why is she gone doing this? And for me, it's not really clearly answered.
it's
There's that
not.
one
Yeah,
sequence where she's like explaining to the kid, I need to survive. I have cancer. And it's kind of suggesting that she's doing this kind of ritualistic possession to keep her life more longer. But to me, that doesn't follow through with what happens in the film because 17 kids disappear. They're all basically in the basement of this house doing nothing for the rest of the film. They're like standing
yeah.
around
What are
on a
they?
zombie stage.
That's it. What were they there for? What was the whole massive plan for those kids to just sit there? Like,
Yeah,
I think they're
like
like
they,
nukes in the bunker or something because they're weapons, right? They're nukes in the bunker. They're waiting for the kids for some reason, and then nothing happens except attacking her.
that's my
Yeah,
point. Like these kids, if they're weapons, are never used as weapons until the very
yeah,
end of the film, when the weapons are turned against Agnes. Like, and what we get is like 10 minutes of like a better zombie film than 28 years later.
Yeah.
I wish they had some of that
That scene
intensity
was
with his
filmy.
kids going rabid, busting through houses and all that stuff. That was really greatly filmed. I love the way the cinematography was used. But the payoff for me fell flat because I never really understood what Agnes's plan was this whole time. Like, she needed a proper motivation, in my opinion, because she literally moves in, takes over this house in a day, and then the story unfolds over the month of these kids being disappeared. Agnes doesn't do anything except continue ingesting more possessed people to
Yeah.
do nothing with them. Except the one time where she gets BD1's character to attack Julie Garner. I think her name was Justine. I was like, okay, so are we going to see more of this? Is the whole town going to start having this happen to it? Like some kind of raging outbreak? No, it's just Agnes is constantly in hiding and she's basically trying to clean her tracks of any suspicion. So she's killing
Yes.
people that are getting close to the answers. And like,
No one
okay,
gets.
cool, but like,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
all right, I'll turn it over. That's to me where the film just falls flat for me. It's
Yeah.
like her proper purpose. If I have to compare it to bring her back, which is not really that fair a comparison, because in my opinion, Bring Her Back was a billion times better than this film. But we get a clear understanding of what the villain's intentions are. It's not just unveiled at the very end of it. We get pieces throughout the film. Okay, I understand why she's doing this. I understand why this happens. For me, this whole plot in this little small suburban town of people going missing and getting possessed, the answer why is never clear to me. And because of that, by the end of the result, I'm just like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Some really intense moments happen, and it's really violent and dramatic and all that stuff. But plot twist: the villain dies, and at the end of it, I'm not caring that it ended. I wanted to know why it began to begin with, and that to me is never answered. So, for me, that's where the film kind of does sink a little.
That's the
It's like,
biggest. Yeah, that was the biggest sinker right there.
yeah, it's like
I agree.
It's hard to explain because most supernatural films there's a reason for why it's happening. Like there's a backstory of like, oh, this house was haunted by a witch. That's why it's cursing this town. It was the town people killed her and she wants revenge. Okay, it's a generic plot, but that's a reason for why things happen. With Agnes, I never got that. It's okay, she's dying of cancer. Maybe this ritual keeps her alive, but that's never really explained thoroughly. I felt like she was just saying that to the kid to justify why she's doing this as a lie to the kid. That's how I read that scene. It was just trying to tell
Yeah.
the kid to stop asking questions.
Yeah, I felt that as well. Also, and this is like nitpicking,
Yeah.
but what you were saying before, Mitch, about like how stuff isn't explained, like her reasoning why she's doing it. I kind of get in the nitty gritty of it where I'm just like, how is she doing it? So like, yeah, she's a
Mm.
witch, but she keeps doing the thing where it's like, oh, grab something that owns from another person, bring it here. She wraps it around a stick, cuts herself, and wraps around again, and then like breaks it, and then they do what she's told. Like I think I just explained it, but like to me, I was just like,
Yes.
oh
Yeah.
wait, what's the rules? What's the bowl of water got to do with it? I suppose
It's a
I
witch's
think
brew. It's a witch. It's kind of all. Yeah, everything's suggested. It's a witch's brew bowl. Yeah. So it's like not given to you. It's kind of suggested.
Well,
okay. I think I just answered
they
my own
show
question.
how that works, right? They show you
Yeah.
this is what she needs to do in order to cause this possession. So okay, even though we want to know the full details, like probably like the scientific biblical nature of it, it's like this is what she needs to do for this to work. Okay, we are supposed to like accept it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Okay, fine. This is how this works. So by the end of the film, it's either going to be used opposite of her or used against her, which it does. The kid realizes how the whole thing works with the stick and all
And
that.
he
And
does it as well. So is he a witch? I'm just pulling your leg.
I
Yeah.
seriously thought that's where it was going. I seriously thought this kid's gonna be so traumatized because of what she's done and all that, and probably even neglected because he no longer has parents,
Yeah.
that he would start doing it himself. I thought that was gonna be the cliffhanger. It's like 10 years later, the kid's now an adult and he's starting to do the ritual in a new town, kind of
Dude,
thing.
you
It's
just
like
wrote a
okay,
freaking sequel in an ass crack.
but they don't do it. It's like the voice
Yeah.
narrative, which I'm assuming is a kid says, and he lived happily ever after? Question mark.
Yeah, there was sort of I sort of forgot about like that intro and the outro where it's like that little girl was talking about it. I wasn't a fan of that. It was just like okay, kind of
Me either.
like in this town, and it's like shut
Yeah,
up.
she was a bit of a shut
I
up.
agree.
Like, just
Especially
show us, don't explain it.
especially the beginning, it did drag on a lot. I'm thinking, is this going to be the entire movie? Is this kid going to be narrating the entire film like this? At one point, I seriously thought it was going to be like that, and I was like, oh, thank God, the kid stopped. Yeah, I didn't think that
So
was necessary.
back on the witch because who was that kid? But no, doesn't matter. Back on the witch. Did you guys when you first see her like in the dream sequence, like it's like oh this character, this face, the sort of face is gonna keep coming back and it's gonna be an important role for the movie. It sort of looked like did you guys all see Long Legs? I think one of you
Yeah,
did.
I've seen it. Yeah,
It seemed like they were, I'd like to believe that they weren't going for it, but they saw Nicolas Cage do the swollen face things and they're like, we got to
Crazy
do that.
makeup, yeah.
Yeah, we like that's got to be the next film, but like make it a woman or something like that. And I felt like that was kind of a big cop out, and I hope that wasn't the reason why they made the old lady just put her in there. Like, look, we got a scary Nicolas Cage, see, sort of thing like that. And yeah, I really hope that wasn't the reasoning for it. But I kind of
In all
now you
honesty, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I wouldn't
no,
be
you
surprised if it was the same creators as Long Legs. I didn't look into it. It's got similar vibes to Long Legs.
it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
does, yeah. So I'm not sure if it was like a sort of like the guy saw Long Legs and was just like, I want to do a film like this, like,
Mm,
which
hope
isn't a
not.
bad thing, but it just yeah, it kind of felt like, especially the old lady's face, just like doing the Nicolas Cage things as well, like that. I was just like, I've seen this.
To me, I just call it the Joker makeup. You know,
Yeah,
especially when it's like the pale, whatever you want to call it, over or under actual lipstick and all that stuff. But
mm,
to me, that's another little stroke downwards. Was like you got the two main characters, Justine and I've forgotten Josh Brolin's name, but they both have experienced these dream sequences or these visions of these kids in a supernatural like state with the face of Agnes and stuff. I was waiting for that to come back into it as well, because it's like I was waiting for that moment where they realize that these freakish dreams they're having are not just from their own you know nightmares. Like there's some sort of connection, and that would also motivate them to work together to solve this mystery. But
It's just
they
a
they never really
random.
call.
That was a
Yeah, they
random
don't call back
nightmare.
on it.
Yeah, it was a
is
random
it?
nightmare.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't call back on
is that
it.
like a part of the the side effects of doing witchcraft? Is like, yeah, you can do it, you can get away with it, but the people who you affect, they'll get dreams of your face or something like that. And it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
If that's
They
not
never.
true, then
explained.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that's true, it should happen to every single character's point of view in the film, because they're all of them in one moment or another are drawing closer to this mystery, right? But it only happens to Julie and Josh Brolin, and again, it's never a talking point. It's the equivalent of uh what's I don't know how to use an example. It's a terrible example, but the movie The Room, Tommy Wiseau's The Room. There's there's a mother character in it that never shuts up about the fact she has cancer. And
Yeah.
like it's a talking point. Whenever she's in the scene, it's like, well, I got the cancer.
Oh yeah.
And like nothing happens with that. It's just like that's how they break the moment scene. That to me is an example of these dream sequences. They're there to be like, in my opinion, just like a little I want to say cheap, but they're there just as a jump scare. And that's it. Because there's many moments in this film where I feel they're taking the story a route that just hits a wall, and they never come back to it. That's me personally. I feel like because there's really four main characters, so to speak. Julia, Josh Brolin, the police officer, and the junkie, and to a lesser extent BD1 as well. So five main characters, but I feel like two of them could have been erased from the film, and it would have been the exact same layout, the exact same finale would have occurred, and you could have given more focus to the central characters and give them a bit more, I guess, fleshed out. Even though that everyone in this is quite fleshed out, that's that's just me seeing it from like an incohesive narrative point of view. That
No, I get that.
the result of the film could have had the exact same effect with less characters getting screen time.
Yeah,
So
the junkie was a bit over the
Yeah.
top. Well, it was kind of pointless. Even though he did a good job.
mm,
It was funny to look, but like really, what all he did was he ran into the cop, and then the cop chased him, and he's like, "I know where the kids are," and that's how kind of how things played out. But I felt like, yeah, he really he kind of really wasn't needed, and I
mm,
was really enjoying Josh Brolin and the lady teacher like arguing with each other. Like I just because every time they were in a scene together or like doing something, I was like, oh, I love this movie. And the junkie was fun, but like yeah, kind of pointless. But can we speak about characters and there's a thing in horror movies, dumb decisions or just like dumb where do I want to get with it on with this? Dumb. There was something I
plot
was thinking.
devices.
Yeah, I was thinking about it for a while. I think one of the things that happens in the middle of the film. So the witch, she's almost like this mastermind. Like she keeps getting away with stuff like that, but she makes Wong's character go out in broad daylight to attack the teacher. It's like, aren't you hiding? So like, I don't know. Like to me, that's kind of just up sent homing missile sort of thing like that. Um,
Well, I mean,
and
sorry, I don't. I'm just
yeah,
just saying. I think doing that. I mean, if anyone was to investigate BD1 into why he did this, there would be no real trace of them getting to Agnes. You know what I mean? It would look like a man that just decided to have a midlife crisis, killed his boyfriend, husband, or whatever it was, and then go to kill her under the presumption because the whole town is basically looking at Julie Garner's character, right? So that's what it could have looked like on the surface.
yeah,
That
no, that's
someone
true.
just wanted to attack her to get their revenge on the missing kids, and
Yeah,
that's case closed. Nothing to look into, so to speak. That's
that
probably the
is
reason
true.
why she did it.
Yeah, that's true as well because she did when she got there. She got she that came from James Wong's house, so that defeats my
Yeah,
purpose. But also another thing with the witch, which happens at the start of it and is explained at the end, when the kids go missing and she's around, she's like, "Oh, I'm the parental guardian. The uh, the mother's away, and the husband just had a stroke." And they show the scene where the husband's there. He's got the fork stabs in his face like that, and they're questioning the kid. Like, wouldn't they just be like, "So the dad just got a stroke last week, or like the day before, the month before these kids um went missing," sort of thing like that. That was just a pet peeve of mine. Like that, I felt like they were just like, "No, what the hell?" Like, and
Yeah.
and the fact that the teacher
bottom
found
line. Then you go.
what?
Well, I was just
Yeah,
gonna add to your whole thing. Sorry, like bottom line, that is the one kid in that classroom that didn't go missing.
mm,
If I was a detective or a police officer, I'd be like, "What's significant about this kid not having gone missing? There must be some kind of connection, surely, to
mm,
why everyone else has disappeared, not him." So I would have been keeping my eye on that kid, not saying, "Leave him alone. He's traumatized enough." It's like, no, let's see what is so special about this kid that he wasn't one of the ones missing. Like, surely there's something there to look into.
Josh Brolin was
I think,
trying to be the character to do that, but the cop's like, "Oh,
yeah,
we're looking into it." It's like, tell us, like we the viewer want to know too, but you're not giving us anything. You just Josh
and
Brolin's
I
like,
think
he's like, I think Josh Brolin was asked the whole movie just trying to figure shit out.
yeah,
yeah,
and I think Wong sort of said it as well to the teacher who because she ended up going to the house and saying like the walls are taped up with paper, sort of thing like that. And it's like, dude, anyone would have noticed that, but when she noticed it,
that's-
Wong's just like, it's like, oh, leave him alone. He's traumatized the kid or something like that. And I'm kind of like, I guess so, but still, like, there'd be detectives. They'll just be like, that came by that they show the cutscene where they had the kids run out of the bank and come in, and they just like go like, oh, we'll take a look around the place, don't find anything, but they'll still be like watching from a distance, and yeah, but that was just my idea. But that's actually making more sense now that we speak about it. But one thing, um, it was near the end when Josh Brolin and the teacher were in the car at the house, and the door opens and the officer's there, and he's sort of just like doing this weird thing. He's like, "Come in," so they just go in.
Okay.
Even though they just got attacked by Wong when he was doing like the weird arm thing flying out, and
The Naruto run.
yeah, and Brolin's character was like I've seen that before. They're like seen that with the kids. So when they saw the cop acting like a zombie doing that thing, wouldn't that be like, oh, something's up?
Call the cops.
It's probably. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, well, it is a cop, so I guess we could trust him. I don't know. That's probably where they're getting from, and plus, it's someone
Like he
that
looks
she
Yeah.
brain
knows.
dead. Like
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. It's like to us, it's clearly, obviously, something suspicious and creepy happening.
To them,
So
it's
I'm not
not.
going anywhere near that house. But to
Yeah.
them, it's like a convenient plot device because
yeah,
we know there's a lot of scenes in this film. It's like we know, don't do it, don't go in there, don't do that. But like one of my I think the creepiest scenes is when Garner's parked out front of the house and she falls asleep,
With the
and
door
we're
open.
watching. Yeah, we're watching in one shot this weird Tin Man walking woman with a knife, scissors come towards her. Like the whole time we're like, wake up, wake up,
Wake up.
wake up. This thing's slowly coming towards her. Wake up. There's a
Yeah.
lot of moments in that where that's probably what the reaction they wanted from us is like, you stupid idiot, why are you doing this? Like,
Yeah.
look out.
yeah, no, that's true. But I remember the scene I'm talking about where the cop like told him to come in doing the zombie state thing because they're parked at the front and they were talking about like, do we go up and knock? Do we call the police? And I think at that point, Brolin was already at the police station, like speaking to them, and they're just like, "Oh, we're working on it like that." So it's just like, what can we do? And like, yeah, but that was I feel like that was the main sort of negative thing that I got from the film, and especially after getting attacked by Wong, even though his head got decapitated, and probably getting security footage from the petrol station would have taken a while, sort of thing like that. But yeah, so I can understand that.
No, well,
'Cause he-
I got a couple of things. Like, firstly, that junkie actually kind of ruined the movie. There was no
yeah,
point in that junkie. Like, look, what was the point of the? So the junkie is the one that told us that there's kids downstairs and went to see the cops. But what? But we were already doing that whole investigation with Josh Brolin and that. It seems like why get rid of the junkie kid? Don't give us the answers there. Let the investigation lead to more into the truth. It's like we're getting the investigation. That was the cool part. Josh Brolin and Gardner was kind of a cool part. The whole investigation going on. Then all of a sudden, the junkie guy gives us the whole plot answer. So it's like, okay, then what's the
yeah,
point of Josh Brolin and this part? What's the point of Josh Brolin in the movie? You know, like I think that was a bit of a
yeah.
writing mistake there.
Yeah, he kind of just like opened it up the window. What happened?
There's no
Make it worse.
point.
So
It would have been way
the whole
better to give it away through the investigation that Josh was doing.
mm,
Well,
no, it's
like
true.
also too, like the first time Julie Garner's character goes to the house and peeps through the opening of the
Yeah,
newspaper, she tells the cop like she saw something in there. She saw kids. She saw silhouettes of people in there, but that wasn't enough for the cop to like go check it out. Like if it wasn't that, then it should have been Josh Brolin and like that people realize and he's doing shit around this place, and it's got to do with that kid.
with that
If I was
kid,
that
put
cop,
two and two together.
yeah, put two together. Check the house out. Knock on the door. Instead of having this whole side story, which for me is one of the examples of it could have been removed from the whole film.
Yeah,
With this whole side story of him pursuing this junkie and his finger getting pricked, so his fear of like getting an STD and all that stuff. I was like, is this a cop drama or is this a supernatural thriller? It's like, okay, we're doing some character development here, but it goes nowhere. He's like relationship with his girlfriend to the chief of police being his father-in-law. All this information is given to us, but like there's no follow through of it. It's a biopic within a horror film that seems to go nowhere. I was just like, We don't need that. Just stick to the investigation, please. Give it with
Yeah.
Julie Garner and Josh Brolin.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there to give us the answer through the most boring way through the junkie
Eh,
when there was a
yeah.
whole thing going on in the background. It's like, don't give us the like. I don't want the scores to the goal. I don't want the scores to the match before watching the match. It's like we got the scores before watching the freaking match itself. Another thing is
Yeah,
the grammar was dumb. Like she the grandma wanted the grandson to get 17 pieces of evidence and that, and then she wanted him to be the only one going back to school. Wasn't it really dumb of her to do that? Wouldn't she have known if my grandson goes back to school, then that's going to bring a whole investigation to us because it's going to look very sus that we're the only ones.
Yeah.
No?
that backstory of telling the kid to collect all the items of the other's children, that was before the kidnapping or the disappearance. That was a flashback to the day before all the kids went missing. The witch needed all that stuff to perform that ritual. So
Yes.
there was no suspicion on the kid at that point.
No, after that, why didn't the grandma shouldn't have told the kid to go back to school? She should have told the kid to stay in the house because it puts a
Ah,
lot. That's another big
fair
plot
point.
plot hole there. She wanted to avoid suspicion, but yet she knew he'll be the only kid in the class. That'd be very
Mm,
sus, and that'll put all the
yeah,
attention to her house. So I think that was
fair
another
point.
mistake there.
Yeah, fair point. I didn't even think about that. But
Yeah.
again, it serves the purpose of why is she doing this to begin with? Is she just doing this to have fun? Is she doing this to like save her own life? Is she doing it to pass on her knowledge to the kid? If that was the end result, cool. She has a small window because she's dying to share her knowledge to the kid. You know what I mean? And so whatever she's done in the past, her legacy lives on through the kid. To me, that would have been all right. That was her plan to begin with. Cool, but again, it doesn't follow through with it.
Sounds like an even better
No.
ending.
Mm.
Just popping out your ass, Mitch. Just like all these better solutions. Because
Ah,
I mean,
something.
I won't go too much about on the witch, but I mentioned it before about like kind of looking like a long legs Nicolas Cage knockoff. But I didn't really, not like it's a witch character. You're not supposed to like him, but I just really didn't feel it. Like it's like, oh, I'm that centric old lady like that. And then when she was showing her true colors, being evil, she's like, oh, we gotta do this to keep me alive like that. And it's just like, you're boring. Like, like you did the scary jump scares at the start. You're like, but then later on, she's just kind of boring and irritable. And like again, like it's probably like, oh, that's how she's supposed to be. But I don't know, man. Like it was just kind of felt like not really to me, not the vibe, you know?
Yeah, especially the end. They turn into a comedy at the end where she's running like a lunatic. That ruined her
Yeah,
character. Like, of course, you're
that
putting in
kind of
comedy. Comedy and horror should not
yeah,
freaking mix, man.
yeah, I agree. Especially when the majority of the film was meant to be this real serious, droll tone, and all of a sudden you have these comical sequences of like the suburbia watching this elderly woman get chased by kids
Yeah.
like a rabid zombie pack. It's like, yeah, okay. Saying that, there was some really, really neat cinematography in that last couple
That's
minutes, man. It's like,
very
I
film.
really wanted to see that in 28 years later. So at least I got that the full one because that one sequence where that one girl going, that one shot going through the glass door, going through the glass window, that was really awesome.
It explained a lot. It said they have intelligence because that kid knew
Mm.
that it would have been quicker to go through the window than go around the door. So that was a really cool kind of like explained a lot in that. Like, oh, I want to know more about that zombie. What is that freaking zombie? Zombie
And she
has
was probably the smartest in the
intelligence.
class.
Yeah, no, that was
That
cool.
kid was probably the smartest in the class. It was probably like the Lisa Simpson of all those kids. But yeah, unfortunately, stuff like that doesn't tarnish all the other negatives. I'm not saying I didn't like this film. I'm just saying narratively, it could have been a much more cleaner and a lot bit more simpler with and have the exact same result at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I think I really did like majority of the characters.
Mm.
And the whole premise, the beginning, in between, even kind of the pointless scenes where it's like not really needed, the junkie. yeah, what wasn't really needed, but I did like all these characters. And I did like the ending.
Yeah, I liked it
Uh,
too. I liked like the ending of the very end, how everything kind of turned out. I liked it.
I wasn't a
It's kind
fan
of
of.
depressing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
That
is.
that kid's whole life is ruined. Like his parents are basically vegetables. All the kids are somewhat vegetables, but they said a few of them started talking again. But
after a couple of
it's like they,
months, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
whoa.
it was like wow, all the damage was done. You know, it's like holy crap, that's sad. But
Yeah.
because it's told in the voice of a kid, it's just it's much more lighthearted. So it's like not as much of a punch, I guess. But
Yeah,
Mm.
it was a very depressing ending.
I'm just like, every time I'm just like I want to know why. I just want to know why she did all this. Like why? It's just,
Yeah, I mean that's in the kitchen where she enters the house and then she starts the whole voodoo thing. That was cool, man. I like that vibe of her. The vibe, Jared. Vibe check.
But
The
but
the
you
Excuse me,
like
a
the vibe?
ball, dear.
the vibe was correct. Was good there. The vibe checked out, and then they ruined it. They ruined it. I swear
To me,
they ruined everything. This film, not everything, but like
to me,
ah
the vibe was kind of just like I couldn't explain it. Like, yeah, I wasn't too sure if while she was doing the witch talk sort of stuff, if she was trying to be Nicolas Cage Longlegs. I think that's what like made me just go like, get the camera off this lady. Um, I'm
Yeah,
not a
very
big
very
fan.
cartoonish character for
Yeah,
everything else in the film. Yeah,
the
I I can
I'm not
get that.
I'm not the biggest fan of like possession or like extra complex sort of like possession sort of supernatural films because like there's like just so many questions unasked. But I feel like this kind of
on-
theme of it was done quite well, even though there were some flaws. And
yes,
it did have that barbarian sort of feel to it. Barbarian though, like you guys all seen it?
yes,
Okay, well I won't say anything like that, but it's really like just like what I said before, what I liked about this film, just like the characters were great, the story was great, and it keeps going through. It's like a complete, but the thing is, Barbarian's like a completely different film, like completely different story, but it's kind of feels the same. And like, yeah, I think that's all I'll say about Barbarian because it's a good watch. But I felt a little sprinkle of Barbarian in this one.
yeah. I'd say the best thing of the film is it was very creative the way it went about things, but also I think that was like kind of its biggest downfall. Like a lot of see the way I just said that. I'm really proud of that. Oh, what was I
Proud.
gonna say? Oh yeah, so it was really good in its narrative, but I feel like a lot of movies these days. What zoom into that? A lot of movies these days are trying to get too technical. They're trying to they can't, like you said, Mitch. The movie should have been more simple. Yeah,
Happens.
Either.
Yes, sorry.
it should it should have been more of a simple, like simply done. But movies these days want to add more technicality because, like, oh, this is done before, so I need to add a different thing to it. I need to add comedy with. Blah, blah. I feel like we've been saying that a lot lately. Is if they just even like with the Superman movie, with all these movies, just keep it more narrow focused, like not so ADHD. Yeah, I feel like this movie was kind of ADHD a little bit, and if it was more focused, it would have been much better. But I do appreciate that it was quite a unique story, and it was done in a kind of a creative way. So that's where I'll give it the biggest marks. Any final words?
I think I've
Let's
nailed
rate it.
everything. I think. Rate it.
Yeah.
I'll go first. It's not a barbarian. To me, barbarian's a 10. This, I would say an 8. There's probably a reason for that. We're probably going to do another video about why. I wasn't all there when we were watching this at the theater, by the way, guys, but we'll get to that in a bit. But I'll just say an 8 for now because I did like it. I did enjoy it. Some things were like, ugh.
Hmm. Well, Barbarian, I'll give it. I remember watching it. I think I remember giving it a 9. I'll give it a 9. I'll give this
Ooh.
movie a 7.5 out of 10.
Ooh, you think?
It was above average film for the year. It was a good film. It wasn't amazing. Amazing's when it hits that 8.5 to 10 is amazing. It wasn't amazing. It was pretty freaking good.
I'll give it a 7.
A 7.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it, but all I'll say is I've had better supernatural quote unquote possession horror films
That has
in my
been, yeah.
time,
Haven't we all?
and yeah, I've had some personal issues, man. Yeah, 7 out of 10 is still a good score, man. I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to other people. I just wish I had a bit of a more of a tidy up narrative. Simple as that.
With all movies these days, I swear to goodness, it's like that. Except
Oh,
Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back was the only almost flawless movie of
Agreed.
the year. Every other movie
yeah.
had the certain flaws that was just like, you're doing too much. I feel like you're spreading out too thin. You got to like keep it in.
Yeah, look, this is why we have opinions about and critique. Like every film is not going to be perfect. You know, even my absolute favorites, there's going to be flaws within them. Um, but as long as it serves a purpose to the narrative and doesn't, cripple it, so be it. To me, this one does a disservice to itself without really explaining the witch's intentions.
A
I
couple of the
feel like the
plot,
film would.
yeah, the plot
Yeah,
issues and yeah.
I just want to know why she was doing the things she was doing because it comes across like this kind of Joker mentality where she's just doing it for fun. She just wants to see the world burn. So if that's the point, then you got to showcase that. Don't just have it like I'm gonna keep this little house hostage for a month until my plan gets foiled. So
What was the
that's why I
Yeah.
plan
give it a
after
7.
that? Yeah.
It was such a long movie and they had so many different camera angles and different points of view, but yet they just couldn't explain what the hell was about. It's like, man, there's so much investigation going on. We're not getting anything.
Yeah,
We're getting two red
it is
lines
a
and a circle, and that's all we got.
It is a final point to be made. It was only a 2-hour runtime, but it did feel like a very long film, especially the first half.
Oh my god,
Like
yes.
getting into like the meat of what's actually happening, because there's a certain point in the film when we don't know if this thing is supernatural or if it's like an alien abduction or all the kids just like decide to have a slumber party in the middle of the forest. We don't know.
Slumber party.
Leading up to that point, it just feel like it did drag a bit, some of the narratives. And again, that would come to having less characters and more focus on the actual main plot would have helped it progress along. So yeah, I'm saying no more. 7 out of
All right,
10.
all right, sweet.
I think I'm
Is there?
saying no more as well.
Yeah,
But
I'm saying no more
kind
as
of
well, but that's good.
there's a old 80s film or 70s film, and I think The Simpsons referenced it when when the kids got kidnapped and then like they put the kids got caught by the police by Chief Wiggum and he puts the light in their face and they all go like "Ding," and have like the white eyes. I think there was like a town and the movie starts it off like exactly like it as well, like in a town where all these women, all 8 of them are pregnant. They all passed out at one date of time at
Children
the
of the
same
Corn.
no, 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 no. I was thinking that as well. I don't think it was that one. So, Children of the Damned. Damn it,
Ah, yes, yes,
really old
yeah.
one.
All the kids grow supernatural abilities. Yeah, like
They can read minds.
telekinesis and whatnot. We know all your secrets.
That's it. Of the Damned was yes.
I think Christopher
Hmm.
Reeve was in it.
Holy crap! Yep, that's it. Yep, white eyes. It kind of felt like that, and I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Um, But yeah, I think that's all I got to say. That was just one thing I just remembered. I'm like, why is this film like even the trailer? I was just like, why does this thing seem familiar like that? And
Yeah.
Well, there's no movies this week to watch. Should we do next week? Should we do like a review on? We should do a review on Alien, but I got to come over Jared's house and sort that stuff out.
Can you just, if it doesn't all work out, can you just give him like a downloaded file of what's been released
Yeah, I could, but Jared
as
knows
just
how
a
to do
backup?
that. Jared should know how to do that.
I looked up online. There was like so many. There was 2 torrents, and I was just like, I'm not trusting them because they were just like, give me your phone number, give me your penis.
Yeah.
But the question is,
Um,
would you give it to them?
probably.
Okay.
I can't say no. I just have to give it to him.
Not say no.
He told me to.
We've got nobody too. That's out. I don't know what if something's coming on Thursday. No, but I was thinking either we can review Alien. Actually, we have to. We have to review Aliens. Alien.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
like,
seen the first 2 episodes.
So,
if worst comes to worst, you guys can just review it. Like,
yeah. Or we can also review.
If-
Do 2 reviews. We can review. That's what I mentioned. This we can do Barbarian. If Mitch wants to watch Barbarian, then we can review that because that's what you've seen already, Jared.
If that's what we're gonna do, I'll watch it. But it's like you have to lock it in, so to speak.
Well,
that-
Alien is locked in, but
Yep.
Barbarian is not locked in. It's just like an idea with Jared can join if Jared wants to. No, Jared, I'll come over on Tuesday before boxing. What time? When you doing? TAFE or uni?
probably around 5.